Good morning, everybody. Glad to have you here today. If you want to follow along, we will be in 1 John chapter 3, beginning in verse number 4. And one of the things I like about this letter, John's writing, is you don't need a commentary, really. You don't need any. You don't need any skills in Greek. You don't need to. John pretty well lays it out there. He's very plain in what he says. Here he does it again. Everyone who makes a practice of sinning also practices lawlessness. Sin is lawlessness. You know that he appeared in order to take away sins, and in him there is no sin. And so again, John is very, I think, clear in what he has to say. If you are a sin, you are a lawbreaker. It is, in other words, you are rebellious. You are rebelling against God. It doesn't matter, which sin or how many sins. If you to make a modern example out of it, if you speed or if you rob a bank, you're a lawbreaker. If you jaywalk or if you shoot someone, you're a lawbreaker. Now I don't think any of us would try to, for a moment, compare jaywalking to shooting somebody, but the truth is, still, you broke the law, whatever that law is. If you don't get your inspection sticker in your car, if you don't renew your license tag, if you drive without a license, or if you run over somebody while you are driving, whatever. If you break the law, no matter which law you break, you're a lawbreaker. If you tell a lie or 10 lies, you're a liar. And so he warns us here of the danger. I think sometimes people get in their mind that, well, I can sin just a little bit, or my sin's not as bad as his sin, or my sin, this is not a big sin. I've heard people use that. Think about it. We use the phrase sometimes, a little white lie. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure there is a little lie. And I'm positive there's not a white lie. A lie is a lie. And so John says if you're sinning, he says you're in lawlessness. You are a lawbreaker. You are a rebellious person. You are rebelling against the Word of God. If you take the 10 Commandments, for example, is there one of the commandments you could break? Let's say we took the 10 Commandments and rated and ranked them as to which one was the worst one to break, and the least. Rank them in that way. And if whatever number 10 is, I'm not even going to try to go there. The least serious commandment, you break it, and I break the worst commandment. Aren't we both still commandment breakers, law breakers? If God said these are my 10 rules, and we violate any one of those, aren't we still lawbreakers? And then that's what he's saying. He says you can't pick and choose and say, well, my sin's not as bad as that person, or what I did wasn't a bad sin. Again, that little white lie theory. He says, no. You sin, you are breaking the law. And verse 5, then he goes on and he says, why that is so serious is because Jesus Christ came to take away sin. In him there is no sin. Christ came to defeat that and to overcome the power of sin. And so we don't practice being a lawbreaker. We practice being a law keeper. We try to study the Word of God and live by the Word of God and follow His commandments. And we don't take light any sin, because to break any of God's commandments, to go against any of His directives, He says makes us a lawbreaker. You think about it. Have a good day. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.